it was an odd time today. I was having one of those days that we all have where you're thinking, whoa, can I do this today? I was feeling sort of off, a little low, and was really kind of struggling with myself, as we all do. Hello, Mosiah. Mosiah, please tell me how to say your name. You may have in the past, but I don't want to smash it up. I'm so happy to see you here. So happy. But just like we all have, I was a little bit on the struggle bus. And I had to get myself, Marzi, okay, good, in a better space to come on here. Because I feel strongly that we exchange energy. And I want it. Hey, JC Bear. Hey, Vintage Optimism. Woohoo! Some of my favorite peeps. I want it to be, I hate it when those things flick on my screen. I want it to be in a good headspace to be able to share time with you and energy with you and talk about all of this stuff. Because it's important to me. And it felt like an important topic too, because I've come to a lot of realizations lately. Yeah, happy JC Bear's here. That we're not only affected by a lot of the reality TV that we're watching all of the time, we're affected by a lot of the reality TV stuff we engage with on YouTube and a lot of the communities we engage with on YouTube as well. I mean, it's true. The different people we interact with, the energy we exchange, some of the relationships that we connect with, we become affected by. And to stay genuine, a genuine individual in this, can sometimes stay hard or be difficult. I can speak for myself that I can be, some people see Vintage called me eccentric. Maybe some think I'm eccentric. Maybe some think I'm a little weird. Maybe some think I am different or, let's say, in a community on my own. Or maybe I'm just hello! Miriam's throwing down the butterflies. Love it so much. I guess that is going to be our thing, butterflies. But maybe I'm a personality on my own. I don't know. I just don't know. Oh, Miriam says I'm special. But a couple of my traits that, maybe 3 or so, that I hold very close to my chest, near and dear, is that I'm very genuine. And I want to always maintain that. And my integrity is something that is of uttermost importance to me. Uttermost importance to me. I'm not speaking the best English tonight. And, if I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I do what I say what I do. And I always try to remain genuine me to everybody. And I try to communicate with people if something's going on, like directly, privately, directly, instead of letting the ship go so far out to sea that it explodes somewhere and it's too late. I have a loving heart. I'm not perfect. Sometimes things get on my nerves, but who's doesn't, right? And I'm sure I get on people's nerves at times, but I always like to keep the lines of communication open, especially in my family. And I think that is huge, as Vintage mentioned one time, to why I've been married to my husband so long. And it's not like we don't get on each other's nerves, but we never go at it. We never have huge blowouts because we talk about things. Same with me and my daughter. We might have like raise our voices at each other and get mad for a minute, but we turn around and communicate. That's really big to me. So going back to reality TV, I can remember, I think, being much, 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 much younger when it started happening, and it was kind of like, wow, they're filming people on reality TV, or they've got cameras going in people's homes trying to watch what's going on 24/7, even in their privacy. I don't think they were filming in their bathrooms. I hope to God not. But I wondered how long that was going to be a thing. And we have become so dependent on it. Love these butterflies. And I think that the entertainment community has become extremely dependent on it, to the point that they're sort of forgetting how to be creative to some degree. I mean, if you notice the movies and some of the shows that they're rebooting from the past and using the same foundation pretty much and just redoing it instead of creating a lot of new things, it really makes you think. So we're really invested in reality TV, in my opinion. And then you look at reality housewives and stuff like that, and you're starting to notice somewhat that it's becoming scripted. And they're repeating a lot of the same behaviors, and then they try to hide the stuff that's really reality until it starts popping out in the news and they have to share it, right? So what examples do we really, really have for people being genuine, authentic, kind, loving human beings? Is it that boring? When we see people doing magnificent things over and beyond the call of duty to be really kind, loving, genuine human beings, authentic, that if you read the story somewhere, you're really impressed with it or intrigued by it. How come we're not hearing that? And I'm not saying I'm necessarily one of those over and beyond intriguing human beings. That's not what I'm comparing myself to. I'm just asking, why don't we hear more about that? What is the deal here? Why are we being so immersed with the other stuff? Just want to know. See what Margie says. This is why I do not watch too much reality TV lately. I used to watch it because it was fun. Especially with, I like LBP. I like to look at some of their houses, some of the things they were doing, if they were doing charity work, if they were going to go to an art show or something like that. But as it ticked on and they were drinking too much, I mean, like way drinking too much, falling in bushes, trying to flirt with as many guys as they could, and not necessarily close to age appropriate, trying to see how many hookups they could make, and being so nasty and evil, instead of lifting their friends up, trying to degrade them in every possible way. I'm like, ugh, what is this? No friend I've ever had in my lifetime has ever done that. And I hope to never see that. So after a while, I couldn't deal with it. I'll watch some of it, especially if I'm going to be on Adam's show or something like that and I need to know about it. I mean, I like, Glitch, the boating show. Somebody, I get like, what is it? It's not Down Under. Below Deck. I lose words sometimes. I like to watch Below Deck. Things like that. But, I got to the point that I was looking for non-reality shows because I wanted to see something creative. I wanted to see people that could write and the characters and things like that because I was yearning for something I'd never seen before, never heard before. And then I started seeing some of these housewives get so eager to stay on the show. Like, look at Rena, for instance. She's gone to the dark side, baby. When they start going that far, what does that say about being genuine, having integrity, about being a human being, right? And then look at the YouTube world. A lot of what we saw back in the winter, fall, all over YouTube for that matter. And now that I'm in YouTube, I'm discovering that I have to be careful to some degree. And that's part of what upset me today, because I thought, if I'm genuine to myself and express what I need to express, am I stepping on people's toes out there? Whose toes may I be stepping on? And I don't mean in a bad, negative way that I'm putting anybody down. I just mean that I'm different, and I would never try to, or period, I would never try to overlap or step on anybody's toes whatsoever. But on the flip side of that, there's parts of me that I have to be genuine to. I know I'm probably talking out of the side of my head. I'm probably making no sense whatsoever. But it just feels like it's complicated, right? You have to navigate all of these waters to try to stay true to yourself. Because I'm not going to change for anybody. I'm still a work in progress, but I still have the do no harm. Am I making any sense to anybody? Or am I just spinning like a wheel? Let's see what Vintage says. I feel like with reality television now, seeing the manipulation of production and the thirst the housewives have has changed the platform 100%. 100%. Bear hugs, JC Bear. Everyone loves to look at a car wreck, but maybe people feel guilty when they see other people doing good things. Yeah, I just don't know. Thank you, Marzi. I want to bring awareness on the channel, and I want to bring healing where I can, laughter, a little crazy here and there, a few surprises, and I'm not entirely completely sure what direction this channel will blossom into. Of course, Miriam brought some good ideas, but I kind of have to feel like where everything meshes out. And a big part of me is spiritual, but I'm not going to go, into woo-woo land either, because that's kind of not where I want to go with this. But I'm really open to suggestions. But I just feel like YouTube is big enough for the whole land. And I don't want to end up in the world of, or I don't want to digress or end up in the world of conflict or hurt or anything like that. I just want to do me and be genuine and have integrity and bring people content and something that hopefully makes a difference. or maybe give somebody tools or an answer to something they're seeking. I don't know. Or maybe gives them a good laugh for the day because their day sucked. And when I figure out how to navigate all the music and not get in trouble, that will be a whole different ballgame, let me tell you. I haven't figured that out yet. I still have a lot to learn. And on the other side of this, what I want to talk about too is in the midst of all this that we're being like fed constantly, we've got reality TV up the butt in our face on television. And I'm not putting it down. Don't get me wrong. Look, I love all the people that do the recaps and stuff. Some of them are so dear to my heart, and they're very, very talented. Let me say that first and foremost. Very talented. Not putting them down. They do a super job. I'm talking strictly about reality TV. Okay? But it's like everywhere. We got the Kardashians. We've had over a decade of them. I will not be paying for it. Nope. Will not. Hello, Paranormal Witch Pixie. And I'm sure there's a million more I haven't seen. Oh yeah, there's a million more I haven't seen. My mom's addicted to a few that she's trying to get me to watch. I can't put any more on my list. We've got Summer House. We've got the ones that have like 6 little girls. We've got, I'm way over the Sister Wives. And now you got Sister Wives plopping up new shows everywhere. Give me a freaking break. Really? Let me tell you, I heard myself. I need a t-shirt. I think that's my snap word of the day because I heard myself say it probably 30 times today. Really? Really? Out of frustration. How many more Sister Wife shows do we need? And I don't even think these are legit their religions. They just want sister wives. These guys just want an excuse to have extra wives. Are you feeling me? Would I want extra husbands? Hell no. One is enough for me. No to the no, no, no. I don't want to put up with a bunch of extra husbands. If any of you females are in there feeling me, let me know. I love the one I got. Don't want any more. What is all of this? Are we losing our ability to be creative and think? What is going to happen? What kind of community world are we creating? I almost want to start writing myself and throwing it out there. Creating movies or stories or something. Or say, hey guys, let's get together and write something and create a show to put on YouTube. That's not reality. Please. We could do well, I think. I don't think. I know. I mean, come on. We could hire actors. I bet they'd be willing to do it free to start with. I bet you. Or I bet you we could say, hey, $5 to watch this show. And I bet you a bunch of people would pay and we could pay the actors. Because it would be a novelty. But I just don't understand the frame of things. It blows my mind to some degree that we've been stuck on this reality train so long. When you think about it, it's a little bit crazy. We're watching people that are going, oh, I want to be on that show. Let me try out for that show. And they fit in certain character types. And they throw them together, fill them with alcohol, and say, go at it. And we're all glued to the TV. The only ones that seem to be able to control that narrative are the Kardashians, because they're saying, oh, don't take my picture that way. Wait, take it this way and make it look like it's. So, where do people, whether it's on television or YouTube land, that are genuine and authentic and hold integrity dear, where do people like that fit in? Now, I have other flaws, truly. Clumsy, sometimes. Forget words sometimes. Not the most organized person in the world. I'm honest to a fault, which is good and bad. But when I am honest, I try to be diplomatic and nice in my presentation. I lived a good half of my life being a people pleaser. It was hard because I worked so hard trying to please everybody. I lost myself. And I had to work so hard trying to figure out who I was and who I am, and trying to deprogram internal messages, stinking thinking, trying to change that internal dialogue and look at the reality of what is true and figure out what the things I needed to work on really were, and own the good things about myself instead of disregarding them, acting like they weren't there, and owning them. So life is a constant cycle of learning, and I'm still in that cycle. I'm still learning about myself. I'm still learning about people. And now I'm doing this, YouTube, and I'm still learning. At this age, I'm still learning. And I don't ever want to stop learning, because I know there are things that I can offer somebody to make a difference. Yeah, I don't want to get old and sit on my laurels and twitter the time away, just waiting. I mean, I actually watched a movie, or an excerpt of it. My husband was watching it. And in this movie, some guy had fallen upon, they called it debris. That may have been the name of the movie. And his wife was in a nursing home, and she had Alzheimer's. And he discovered when he came upon this debris, all of a sudden it made him younger. I don't know how old they were. I'm guessing late 70s, early 80s, probably 80s. And it made him younger, and he thought, oh my gosh, this is the answer. It's going to bring my wife back to me. So he took it to where his wife was, and it made them both like late teenage years. And he was like so happy. Yeah, she's right. She's string budget. That's where the magic of creation happens. He was so happy. So then he found some elderly men, and I think they had made early, I could be wrong because I only saw part of it, but they had made early discoveries, or done some great things early in their years. And one had been suffering from cancer, and another had suffered from something else, and they were just waiting to die. They wanted to die. They were over it. They were suffering so badly. So he took this debris to them and made them young again. So they were trying to, the government, reel them in, because they had to be within a certain space to maintain their youth, and said, we're going to take you back, and we're going to make you back to your other age. And he was like, no, I'll lose my wife. I just found her again. You don't understand. You don't realize the importance of time and life and moments until you get old. You will find that out one day, and now you're going to take this away from us. And the eye contact they made was just, ugh. So when he said, I have to, that couple decidedly left the debris behind and walked over the line, and you could tell they decided they were just going to choose their path. I don't want to ruin it for anybody that sees it. But it was so profound what he said. Sometimes we don't learn so much of what we need to learn until we get much older, and we don't take advantage of it. There is not a certain age that you're supposed to do things by. So what I'm asking people to do is take advantage of the moment. Don't waste it and give yourself these internal messages that maybe someone force-fed you, and these belief systems that could be wrong. You have to look deeply within yourself and decide what aspects of you are true, are genuinely true, and what describes you. Now, this sounds macabre, so forgive me, okay? It sounds macabre, more macabre than it should be, but it gets to the point. Let's see what Marty says. Let's see a few of the messages. You have made a difference. Oh, I love you, Marzi. Thank you so much for that. You don't know how much that means to me today, because I'm going to tell you, I feel better now, because again, before I see you guys, I go into meditation. I just call upon all the help I can, fill this room with light. I send light to you guys, surround myself with light. I play a lot of uplifting music and just change my... Look, I'm never going to come on here when I am way in the dumps, because I'm not going to give you that. But I love you, love you, love you. Thank you for that. I'm still struggling in my life, but I have JC Bear to keep me focused to kick butt. And me too, girl. All you have to do is send me a message. Sometimes, life happens for all of us. And all you have to do is pop me a message if I'm not necessarily checking on you. Paranormal Witch Pixie, you too, kind. I just lay out the options. You were doing the work. Good. JC Bear, that's true. You are a spirit animal. Help me tell you that is good. And I was thinking about you. I was actually thinking about you today, Paranormal Witch Pixie, because I was thinking about you because I was also thinking about something in my life. And sometimes we keep thinking, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. But if we, just like I have a special eye appointment at the end of this month, I had to block it in my calendar. There's something else I have to do. I have to block it in my calendar. If it is blocked in my calendar, I'm going to make time. I am going to do it, regardless of what else is going on in my life or in my brain. If I block it on my calendar, I'm going to make sure it happens. So I'm going to find out when other things are not going on, even if it's at a ridiculous time, and I'm going to make it happen. Does that make sense? So if you allot the time, write it down, block it out, you are more likely to make it happen. If you just say, I'm going to do it, it's too easy for it to slide by. So you have to block it out for yourself. You have to schedule things for you, just like you're in an office. So I don't know where I was going before that. Ooh, it just went, ooh, out of my brain. Let's see what Vintage says. From the first time I heard you on Up and Adam, your compassion resonates. All your butterflies. Oh, I love that. And you know what? Miriam came up, I believe. I may be lying. Was it Miriam or Vintage that came up with the butterflies? I love the whole butterfly thing because it represents metamorphosis to me. And let me tell you, it is never too late to come out of a cocoon. Hello, Kai Bear. It is never too late to come out of a cocoon. Do you know how many times I have jumped in and tried something new? Yep, and yep, and yep. A bazillion times. I'm about to try a new workout dance program on the 15th. Sean T. I am. Even though I'm no spring chicken. And it's got a lot of hip hop in it because it just makes me feel better. Changes my mood. And I haven't been doing it in a while and I feel guilty. Actually, both of you. But yeah, I love the butterfly thing. And let me tell you. Oh, I just choked up. I love all the people that come in here. And I don't think it's an accident. People come in here wanting to grow and change and make a difference in your own lives, in other people's lives, in the world. We're so close to some degree getting our world back. I would like to see things be a little different than what we're getting force-fed. And I'm not talking about just the government. I'm talking about everything. Everything. And with that being said, I'm going to drop the link. Yes, I am. Because I think you've probably heard enough of my lonely voice. And I dropped it. And there we go. So if anyone would like to pop up, I would like to know, is there any kind of internal message that you may be still fighting, that you're trying to get rid of? Or was there an internal message you were fighting and you have changed it? Because for the longest time, I carried around the internal message, I was the black sheep of the family. But I discovered that was something that someone in my family sort of gave me the feeling of because I was different. And then I decided different is good. And different made me a fighter. And different gave me the tools I needed. And different allowed me to survive. And different allowed me to appreciate and take in moments I might have overlooked, or things I might have seen as struggle, or seeing myself as some kind of martyr, which I never did. I saw myself as grateful and fortunate, and wouldn't change a thing. What did Miriam put down? Because I am blind as a bat. Hum. Are you meditating, Miriam? I think I meant to send you a note, Miriam. Either I sent you a note or I meant to send you a note to ask how you were doing the other day. I sound like a pixie kid, but I'm okay with it. A pixie kid? What is a pixie kid? I 100% agree with you. Thank you. I know, I remember. So, if we could change what we were seeing, let's put it this way. If we were to throw down something on YouTube, our own show, what would it be? What kind of show would we try to write to be on YouTube? Would it be a mystery show? Would it be a love story? Would it be an old English type story? A whodunit? Would it be a Western? If I had my show, it would be about our struggles of being single mom. That would be a good one. Vintage says, nudges on my... She nudges Jessie Bear. I'd like to see more comedies, actually, to be honest. I have caught myself watching Grace and Frankie recently. I never wanted to watch it before. Never was interested. But then, I hear somebody. Hello, Miriam.
Hey.
How are you doing?
That was fast. You're faster than I was.
Oh.
Gosh. Let me fix it. Yeah, today I'm trying to have something like not to hold the phone with my hands.
Oh.
That's
go ahead.
Trying.
And Vintage Optimism wants to come on up.
Yeah.
Like not to hold the phone with my hands.
Hey!
Oh my gosh, I'm on with Miriam.
Oh my God, I'm with Vintage.
You may want to turn your YouTube down.
I think I did.
Okay. No, Vintage.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to get JC.
I have to hold the phone, unfortunately.
Oh, that's good. That way we're not like, ooh.
Yeah. I'm already too big.
Oh, no, please.
Oh, gosh.
Wow, I'm so excited to be on with you, Miriam. My mother's name is Miriam, so I've actually heard you on other shows before, and I always get so excited.
Oh, really? Thank you.
I remember when you first did Not Paid by Monique, and you were
I'm still that, but here I come with my real name.
I see.
Yeah, because this is a different type of show.
But she gave me some good ideas. I'm just trying to figure out how to navigate it.
Yeah. Well, it's good to be different, but you have to try to find something in common with what attracts all this audience to YouTube.
Yeah.
Once you grab them, then you can little by little, train or distance them. But to be honest with you, I feel like reality TV can teach us a lot. But as of now, all of the shows, they're all kind of like gossipy. You know what I mean? There is no show that tells you like a teachable moment, like don't do this, or if you face a situation like this, what would you do? What are the tools for you to address a problem? Because so many times, we don't know what to do.
Yeah. But, I was just thinking about how it's affected our life so much.
Has it though? I feel like the phones affected our lives more than the reality TV. Like the filters that everybody uses, everybody has to be like cookie perfect, always like, gorgeous and flawless skin, makeup. You don't even need to have makeup on to post a picture with makeup, you know?
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
But
Well, I this is something I found that was interesting. I lived in Japan for 7 years, and when I was in Japan, everyone was on their phone all the time. And then I came back, and everyone was on their phones. So technology has definitely changed. I think there's. Do you remember MySpace, where you could just sort of journal and
Yes.
certain things that you would describe? These are things that you'd want to show people that what you were doing versus how you actually feel. Where like it's a personal journal versus what you want to be, like how you want to be seen, I guess. And I
yeah,
think that's definitely something I find it a little interesting, but very creepy, because a lot of these housewives, it just feels more and more like the Hunger Games. Like these women, they want to be, they will force whatever storyline they want you to like have themselves be seen as, and just, reality television has definitely taken a weird turn, I think.
Yeah.
but you have to admit it's a rare person that you cannot talk to that does not know a name on reality TV.
Yeah. It became so uh, um, like popular because it's cheaper than a produced like a sitcom or soap opera or movie. Like reality TV is like really cheap for producers. It's
Until
Yes.
cheap until, yeah, when it gets to a point that becomes too expensive, this is when they bring them down. All empires rise and fall.
yeah,
Like NeNe, I feel like she did a lot of like mistakes, but then again, she became too expensive for the willingness that was descending to do stuff on the show. She didn't want to be all the time. She wouldn't go into all events. And even reality TV changed because when Housewives they first started, like the scenes where all the cast were on were like fundraisers, a charity. Where
yeah.
did all that go? Now
That's
it's gonna be a trip.
yes. That was my whole point. You don't see any of them, do anything good for the community except when Bethany comes on.
Yeah, yeah. Bethany, and they do a little bit. They've been trying in Atlanta, but they don't focus on it, which I
Why?
find it very odd. Because the Atlanta ladies, they are the ones who really push the envelope. I feel like they walked so that New York could fly. If you look at the riskiness and raciness, it's Atlanta, New York, really.
But you know what? I could have done 100% without the whole bolo crap.
Oh, why? That was fun.
But think back in the day
Yeah.
when they had NeNe and they had Portia and they had, oh God, what was her name? That was the attorney.
Oh, Phaedra.
But
Oh
still,
God.
but
I know.
still, they had
It
Phaedra.
Atlanta's demise started when Phaedra she got mad at Candy and
Yeah,
she started the whole thing. So yeah, that was the demise, and also when Nini's ego became huge. She's better than anyone else, and you can see the same thing happens to a lot of housewives, like the NeNe syndrome. I feel like
yeah.
Portia is suffering from
I
it right
love that,
now.
the NeNe syndrome.
Yeah, the
Hey,
NeNe syndrome.
Jenny.
Like Portia is suffering from it now. Teresa has been suffering from it a long time ago. Kyle, this is why she was always butting heads with the who is the real queen of Beverly Hills. with the LVP when she got Reina, like to to gang up on her. This is when she was finally able to have LVP get out.
But do you think then celebrity is a disease?
Yeah.
Uh, I I think everybody likes fame, you know? Like I was like, wow, she's excited to be with me on your show, Dana. You know, everybody likes to be like, that is, I
Who's
think it's a
excited
natural
about what?
about being with me on your show.
Who
Vintage, she said
vintage?
that.
Oh yeah,
I think it's a natural inclination. We want everybody to be with us.
It's I think with NeNe though, she went on to Glee. She was actually able to get an acting role, and I think that actually fed her up a little bit more.
Yeah, but that is such a shame because I feel like if she was still humble, because like NeNe was really likable when she was humble, when she used to, like play around with what's his name?
Kim,
That
Kim.
guy,
Oh,
I forgot what's his name. Dwight. Oh my God,
oh
I
yeah, yeah, yeah.
remember they had the scene like where they were planning like to revamp her basement. I really peed in my pants. It was hilarious. And they were two people really having fun.
That's back to
Where did
being
that go?
genuine. Being genuine.
Yeah, but they
When
can't be because now they have this image that they want to portray. They want to be perfect.
and you think about it, it feeds into YouTube too. It does.
Oh yeah,
Oh
big
yes, of
time.
course. I'm so yes.
We see some of it on YouTube where people start getting too high for their horse.
Really?
Yeah. Then they
Oh
start.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
they get a little cray cray.
I didn't know that. That okay. Well, I guess it happens everywhere. I mean, if it happens on reality television, I mean, I've seen it happen with friends and people.
She's missed YouTube wars.
Oh my gosh, that would be such a fun show.
Listen,
I would watch that.
I can
No.
see a reality TV show of YouTubers.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Like
yeah, that's gonna happen. That is bound to happen because you know what? Now, like reality TV became so dependent on these channels. Like when
like
they stop talking about these channels means nobody is watching them. But if they
yeah.
keep talking
That's a
about
very
it,
good
they're
point.
gonna keep
Yes.
watching.
You know, like
So
that case that recently got dropped.
you know
You know what I'm
why?
talking about?
What?
Because we have there are these channels. They are like becoming competitors of Bravo. Like and when they talk about those shows, I don't really engage because I'm not watching them, and I'm inclined to watch so that I can talk about it. You wanna know what people are talking about and be part of the conversation.
But it gets to the
So
point they talk less about the shows and more about the battles.
yeah,
Well, also,
totally agree.
I personally I love how sometimes like a reality like an episode could get dissected and like huge issues like colorism or certain things that are going on in America. Like I that's something I really enjoy. So there are certain channels I will tune into, and if I like the commentary, I watch the episode, and then I'm a nerd, so of course I
See,
re-listen to it again.
that's where I would like to go insofar as what you were talking about, Miriam. For me, breaking down the
Yeah,
issues or the behaviors.
I would love that. That sounds great.
I would love that show. I would love that show.
But I
I
just
wouldn't
want,
do it because I don't have credentials. I only have
I,
an opinion.
but I just want the new content, not what's going on right now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I'll wait till the
Yeah,
shows
you
crank
you
back
can
up.
pick and choose. You will never run out of content, let me tell you.
But when this show's over tonight, sometime this week, contact. Let's connect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two, I want to talk about. You said that. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Are you reading my mind?
I think I am.
It's not about your recommendation to me. Okay. But anyway, I wanted to talk about all of this stuff, how it affects us, and how it affects, you know, also these internal messages that we carry around. Used to
Yeah.
we would see it and we'd be excited because we could escape. But now we're seeing all that chaos and that yuck going on. Does it make us feel better or does it make us feel worse? Does it feed what we're already telling ourselves about the world and our life?
I kind of feel like
I think reality TV
yeah,
became the new politics.
yeah, I can agree with that too. I think for so long for the year we were just watching the news and trying to figure out what was going on, and then you needed a detour. So even watching the chaos on reality television makes that disconnection, so you can actually just disassociate for a second.
But did it make you feel better or worse about your own life?
Like it made me feel like Thanos, like it's time to rage, like it did not make me feel better. And I don't like.
This is what I feel like. It's polarizing.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah.
Did it make you, Miriam, walk away feeling better or worse or hopeful or what?
This is the thing. When I said that it's the new politics, it's not like now the presidential elections are done, we came back to reality TV. What I mean is like reality TV became polarizing as politics. The same thing. You would see people fighting each other online because of your team NeNe, your team your team Portia, your team Kenya. It's like it became polarizing that they start attacking you just because, like, how can you like Kenya? I said, like, why do you like Portia? I like both of them, but I'm team twirl, so it's so polarizing, it's unbelievable, and it becomes really nasty. It becomes
and what
nasty.
Does it matter? And what does it really matter?
Well, at the end of the day, that's what we say. It doesn't matter. But then again, we see what they're doing on TV, and sometimes, like, there is politics in that as well. Like, I don't know if you know, the New York ladies, like 90% of them are conservatives, like they're Republicans.
Yeah.
In a gay channel. How like contradictory that is,
So I guess it's polarizing because they say, or they're assuming because you like a certain person, it says a lot about who you are. Right?
They're assuming. But then you see the behavior of the person.
Yeah. But what I'm asking you is are they assuming because you like the certain character or the certain person on that show that it says a lot about who you are? That's what I'm asking.
Actually, I wanted to do, like, I can't stand Teresa from New Jersey. I don't like her. Like, I don't like her as a person. I think she's bully. I think she's selfish. So I wanted to make a meme saying, "Tell me which housewife you like, and I tell you who you are."
Yeah,
with that picture there. So yeah, I think so. I agree with that.
That's a good. I mean, it's you know what? That's interesting. How you can pick your friends. Make a list of all the housewives and say which one do you think you are? And then, okay, if you like Teresa, you're not my friend. I mean,
oh, me too. Like, doesn't work. Doesn't work.
Yeah,
but it is true. Your vibe makes your tribe.
Yeah, that's the way I feel. I mean,
makes your tribe.
The 5 people that you are closest associated with in your world really make who you are.
I believe that. But I think with the housewives, sometimes their celebrity will contradict who they are as a person just because they want to continue on that kind of thirst. And I think that's It's interesting because I have met friends, and the minute they're like, "Oh, well, I like this person," I'm like, "No, well, I'm a Dorinda fan." There is that element, because they're characters, but then they're characters in a show, but they're still people,
Yeah.
and it's hard in reality television because that's where you start to see the production, I think, because they're not characters, they're people, and when
Yeah.
you them on social media and things like this, and then other people are taking sides, and it does become it. Miriam's right. It does become kind of political because it's like your team this or
It,
your team
and
that.
it's polarizing. Oh my God, it's so polarizing. I would have heated arguments with friends of mine that they don't see, like we're disagreeing on housewives. It's just the same as disagreeing with politics. It's crazy. It is crazy.
Tracy says people have done it with Sex and the City characters.
Yeah.
And Margie says, for me, it is not about the person as the situation. I do not like when someone is ganged up on, so I usually tend to be on that person's team.
Yeah, because we all can relate to that. We've been there, and it sucks to feel ostracized and left out.
Yeah.
Unless you're LVP, and then if you're ostracized, you could still walk away and be like, "I've got,
Oh
I'm
gosh.
Do you like
Yeah.
LVP, Miriam?
I adore her.
Me too.
Listen, she had the cattiness about her. It's like she has a different type of humor that here in
Just
America
try.
most of us don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she was so fabulous, and she always had a heart, like just through what she does, and she always kept like the core of her charity work part of her journey in the
Yeah.
show. She never left that behind. Kyle, she does a party to the Cancer Society. That's it, and in that party, usually something happens.
Right.
So, but the LVP never used that. Like, and the day that Kyle went to her house to basically call her a liar, it
Oh,
was the day that she was just celebrating what she did in Congress, like about the dogs that were dying and like being killed in China. But that
Yep.
was huge, and they didn't like that. It became like, whoa, she's this powerhouse doing so well. Even she got into the government. She's affecting the laws. This is when they all decided, hey, we can't have her around. And and then they're dealing with the backlash. And
and she
it's
just
like they
lost
are
her
like,
brother and her mom.
yes, like so insensitive. Like even if she was creating a lie, this is the moment that when you know your friend is suffering and suffered loss after loss after loss, like this is what tells a lot about you as a friend. Like this is what you're kicking her when she's down. Like that was the lowest moments ever in on friendships that I've
Yeah.
witnessed. And that was a real moment because LVP, she's like, I don't need this check. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Well, I think it's also something similar that's going on with Portia and Marlo, because you don't. If you're my friend, why are you asking me this sensitive question while the cameras are rolling? And Kyle just kept going on with Vanderpump, and I don't know it. I don't like feeling uncomfortable.
But Marlo is different.
Oh, bear in the house!
Burn the house.
I wore your favorite hat, honey.
Honey.
Is that a bear on your head?
No, I don't wear bears. I only eat them.
Honey, clock in. Honey, go clock in. Clock in, honey.
Oh, he's on mute.
That is funny.
Oh.
But
Has
Marlo was
clock
asking.
in?
Marlo was asking Portia because Portia lied to her. So supposedly they are friends. But then again, Portia is pretending like that's a secret, but that happened on camera, on the mics. So it's not more like, it's not a secret anymore. It became part of the show. So I feel like Portia needs to grow up as to friendships. You can be friends with Kenya and myself. She changed toward Marlo the moment she made up with Kenya. Period.
She made it political, though.
That was.
Oh, you're on that side? That's because you're trying to get me in this lie. That's what it kind of feels like.
Well,
friends don't do that.
Yeah, I feel like Portia. I feel like Portia. She's like too big in her head right now. She's there for social justice, but not so much for justice within friendships. At some point, she was friends with Kenya, and Marlo wasn't. But Marlo stayed friends with Kenya, with Portia. She didn't hold that against her. But what applies to others do not apply to Portia. You know, Portia can have ride or die friends, but nobody else can have friends defending Kenya. Like, she always questions that. And I don't like when they do that. I feel like that's wrong.
I think it would be hard to be on a reality TV show because it forever alters your life and not in a good way.
Yeah, you can use it for good. Bethany, she
Smart.
she had a goal. She was smart. And the rift that happened between her and Jill Zarin, if you remember, was when she decided to put the logo of a skinny girl behind the bar of a charity event that they made. This is when all the ladies were, whoa, that's a missed opportunity. How come we didn't think of that? And then she started telling Bethany, you should have told me to put my logo there. Why only your logo? And then Bethany said, well, I asked them, can I put my logo behind the bar? And they said yes. And this is when the rift started. So
Yeah.
Bethany had the goal, and Bethany, she's made tons of money, but she's giving a lot. And I
Yeah.
don't care, she tells the whole world that she's doing. I feel like people need to start being jealous of doing good. I would love CNN to do a reality show of the heroes that they portray. Don't they have
Yeah.
the CNN heroes? I wish they would do a reality show for each of the heroes. Like, each of the heroes would take 2 or 5 episodes, a mini show for each of them, showing what is the day-to-day, what do they go through to get donations or to help people, like all the operations behind what they do. And then at the end, they would crown the CNN hero. I wish CNN would do that. But that
Or
would be, yeah.
it'd be great if we could go in our local communities and find the feel-good stories and record them and put them on.
Yeah.
Where people have done good locally, like in your town, in your town, in your town, that people aren't getting the credit for. We don't hear any of that. Why?
No.
Why?
Because propaganda is more interesting.
Well, up here on your local news networks, they usually have one story per night about people who are contributing on the pandemic, like young people who have done masks or did notebooks for the less fortunate students and collected stuff and so forth and distributed them. I don't know if they do that in the States in your local town or area.
I was about
They
to
do
say
here.
Canada.
There's what?
I was about to say, JC Beer, you're from Canada.
No,
Yes. Yes, we're north of the border. But I can't comment on the Atlanta ladies because I haven't really watched them after a couple of seasons. But, I love LVP, but she's a smart businesswoman and she's a strategist. And let's not forget that. She's a very intelligent woman. She knows how to strategize. She knows how to pick the issues in putting forward. But I noticed that certain things she does avoid. Like, well, for example, when the whole dog campaign about in China and Korea, there are 43 states where it's still legally allowed to eat dog in the U.S.
Including Seoul.
What? In the U.S.?
In the U.S.
Oh, yeah, in the U.S. Yeah, I forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, so I mean, that's what I mean. LVP, never
It's
underestimate her. She is smart. She is strategic.
Okay,
We gotta
I have a
stop that
question for you,
then.
Jesse Bear. Are you
I've never heard
doing
that.
this against her?
Pardon
Oh,
me?
Miriam, coming in on you, Bear.
Yeah.
I'm having what?
Are you holding this against her? Like, I feel like she knew where she could do change, because this is the thing. Here in the United States, everything is polarizing. Either I'm here and you're there. So if she got into doing this in the States, that is, I'm not saying she shouldn't. I wish she could, but I don't think she would have been successful.
I have
No, but I
never
mean,
heard that.
but you, but that's the thing. She has a platform to raise awareness of it within the U.S.
And she is.
and she did for China about the dog festivals in China and so forth. But there are things that you can improve at home. If you see, this is the thing. If I'm putting out that I'm an animal rights organization or an animal rights advocate, there's also things that you can do at home that you can make better for your local animals.
But
Instead
she's
of
doing
like
it.
this was you mean running a shelter, running the animal shelter and so forth?
Yes, yes, she is doing that. And she's an animal lover. And now, like, I think the new show that she has on, it's going to be to transform and groom animals. And I wouldn't be surprised if it would be animals to be put up for adoption. Like, I think
Yeah.
she's doing, but she's one woman show. And when she started like doing that, let's face it, when it's something international, it will grab more attention. I feel like that was going to be her next step. But then they did the puppy gate with Dorit, and she felt like they were attacking her character. And, and she doesn't need the check from the show. She already had the biggest platform.
Oh,
And she
I
has
know. I'm
another
just saying,
show.
but I'm
So,
saying I don't always believe everything that's been put in front of me
It was
because
made
I've
illegal
been.
in 2017.
It was what?
Made illegal in 2017 because they found it happening in 3 areas in the United States.
But there are still 43 states that have the laws on the book that haven't been removed.
yeah, but I don't understand. Like,
It's illegal in the
like,
United
is
States.
this?
It's illegal.
It's illegal.
Fascinating.
It's
Not
said to be
legal.
illegal.
I think it's the other way around. I think
It's
if
illegal.
they still do it, I don't. I think it's
Well,
illegal. Yeah.
also, just to chime in, when I went to Korea, I know that torturing animals is part of the procedure of the meat and how they take care of the meat. So that I think that's also one of the reasons why maybe she was geared more towards fighting against that.
That was a
Because maybe
festival.
and granted, I mean, I've seen the way Americans handle meat as well. So, I mean, it's a whole thing. But I think maybe that's why it was a bigger issue because they will I don't want to get too graphic, but the destruction of the animal apparently tenderizes the meat.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the reasons why she went heavily against that.
But I'm just thinking, when the whole point I brought it up is when you're presenting somebody for sainthood, which Miriam, I have a feeling that
No, I
you'd
am
love to
not.
dominate, like when somebody
not.
comes along, okay, well, that's not the way I interpreted how you were saying. So I'm just
Calm
saying,
down, people.
oh yeah, we're calm. We're exchanging ideas. I'm just saying that, yes, you can do good as long as, but, no one's perfect.
No
like
one's perfect.
LVP, I find.
Perfect.
Okay, then maybe I'm interpreting what you're saying
You
incorrectly.
misunderstood me. Yeah,
because
you
the way
did.
it was coming across to me is that We're nominating her for sainthood. I think she's a smart businesswoman. I think she knows how to do her stuff. She knows exactly how
Did you hear me?
to cover herself. What?
Wait a second. I gotta stop you there. Did you hear me how I started like describing her? I said that she is naughty and she has like she's messy, and these are not qualities we put together with sainthood. I when I said I adore her because she was good for the show, I used to like to watch her, but I never
Oh,
said she's perfect. I never did. She became too big for the other housewives, and jealousy made them gang up on her. That's what
yeah,
I was trying
I
to
agree with you
portray.
there.
Well,
I
I
agree
never
with
said
you.
she's perfect. I never said she's perfect.
Why are you so upset, JC Bear?
Well, I'm not upset. It's just that sometimes we're holding these people in higher esteem than what they are, and that's what kind of irks me when there are other people that aren't getting that are actually doing a lot more good in the community at the community level that are being ignored by the media.
I
I think
completely
that's what
agree.
I think that's what irks me. And no, I did not hear the first part to it because I was in the back of StreamYard and I had muted the other video. I
Yeah.
was waiting in StreamYard in the background
Okay,
and I muted the other video so we
but
wouldn't
when
get an
you
echo.
see, yeah, when you see, we were talking about the housewives. I'm not comparing LVP to me. First of all, I don't have as much money as she has. That would be apples to oranges. I was comparing the housewives, each group on their own. And when you look at which housewife is doing good and which is doing not, like in New York, we have Bethany. Bethany, she made a lot of money and she gives a lot, way more than all of them. And in
Yeah.
Beverly Hills, LVP, she made sure, strategically or not, she's a smart businesswoman. She is. She's successful. She is rich. She never needed a show, but you cannot ignore that she kept the dogs, her love of dogs and animals, central to her storyline throughout her appearance on the show. This is what I was saying. What is the good like that Dorit does to help the community? She might be, but she's not showing that on the show. What about Erica Jane? What is the good that she's showing that she does for people? She might, but she's not showcasing that. Kyle, she just does a fundraiser, not every season, that she says because it's a give back. The way they treated Mauricio when he was like sick as a child, the Children's Hospital of Beverly Hills. So I wasn't saying that LVP is perfect, but she has done way more than the other ladies with her at the show. And
Yeah.
you can put her up there, all the housewife franchises. You have Bethany and LVP. I can't. And then you have Candy Cares, which we just saw this season when Candy, like she made that thing for, like to help people during the pandemic. But those are, I don't see anyone like having their passion and where they help as central part of their character portrayed at the show. I'm not naive. I know she's not perfect, but yeah, I used to like her because I used to find her the funniest of them all. I really did. And but no saint for me.
I have
So
a question.
definitely you misunderstood me.
Go ahead,
Um,
Vintage.
Yeah,
I'm curious. I think what we're talking about, the underlining issue, is the passion and platform. The housewives that actually were successful had a passion for their platform, and they used the production to accelerate their passion. Versus, I think others who are
Showcase, yeah.
kind of showcasing or maybe manipulating the machine.
Good point.
Maybe
Yeah.
just
well,
gonna
yeah, they were trying to
Hey,
get their
don't
own business.
hide.
Where are you
Don't
hiding?
hide.
not
No,
hungry.
but this is the thing. If we don't discuss it, then we're just going to make up assumptions. Miriam made some good points. Some of them I didn't hear earlier.
Yeah. I mean, there's no reason. This is a prime example about
But you made
getting.
an
Oh,
assumption about me.
who, me?
No, JC Bear.
Yeah. But
He,
this,
he
what
made
I'm
an
saying is,
assumption.
this is a prime example of reality TV polarizing people when in real life it doesn't really matter. There was no need for tension at or frustration whatsoever. And we need to find the, like JC Bear said, I would like to take this community and take one show that we all plan. I'm putting it out there, and I
I
would
think it's
like
a great idea.
that we all pick a story. We don't even necessarily have to go out there. Pick a story from our community and let's bring it to the show and present it.
A positive one.
Yeah, of somebody doing something great, like JC Bear said, like I said earlier, and let's all bring one to the show
I love that.
and talk about somebody that did something really great locally.
I think that's
Yeah.
an amazing idea. In right now, with every time you turn on the news, everything's negative. Even when you watch reality television, you're trying to disassociate and ignore something that's going on. I think that's a great idea.
Or maybe like pick a date. When do we think would be a good date to maybe bring it
Dana,
to the
Dana, you only go on Wednesdays and Sundays, except Saturday, which was your birthday.
Well, no, I go on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, what was the cake that you ate on your birthday?
It said marble, but it was like 2 layers that were cut into 4 layers, and it had
Okay.
a whipped topping that was chocolate and a vanilla, like
hola, señor.
a whipped cream cheese. And the cake
Okay.
itself was real, like a little cold, like the icing had interspersed in it some. It was good.
Mm, okay. I was trying to know.
Mm.
But I mean, you see what I'm saying about all of this, us getting so bombarded with all of this, what it does to us as human beings. You
Oh
get
yeah,
me?
I feel like I have to take a shower if I watch a housewife show now.
And we don't really take the time to block out time, look at ourselves, and look at the messages internally. You know, how are we describing ourselves? What's important to us? What, how would, okay, this is what I forgot earlier that I said it went whoop. Okay, it sounds a little macabre.
I love macabre. Let's do it.
That's what I said earlier. But when I was teaching a class called Personal Relationships at university, it was a psych class. I gave them an assignment and said, if you had to write your own obituary, how would you want people to remember you?
Oh my! All right.
How would you want people to describe you?
I lived in the dash.
But as a person,
It's the Real Housewives of Zombies.
but do you understand what I'm saying?
hmm Oh yeah.
If they had to describe you as a human being, how would they describe and remember you? That is what I want you to look at and figure out, is that the person that I am or I want to be, or what's important to me. So when I did that exercise as a student, a professor gave me that exercise originally. That's what affected me on how I wanted to form my own importance as a person. So I'm asking each of you.
Right now, or is this
Yeah,
homework?
yeah. No, not homework now.
Oh, geez. Oh my!
And you can,
Oh my God.
and if it's not the answer, you can give me like 3 words. And if it's not the words that you want, then it's homework that you can look at for personal development for yourself. So give me the first 3 words that come to mind. Miriam?
Do it.
Describing what I want to like as my legacy.
Yeah. To be remembered as.
Okay.
But you have
People
to say,
will
how do you
remember
think they
me.
would remember you now?
Well, listen. That is the biggest stigma ever. You don't know how people will remember you, because
Right,
usually they would look at your qualities after you're gone, like,
right.
but they don't treat you as such,
But how do
right?
you think
I
they would
would
remember
think
you?
fighter. I'm a fighter, survivor, and hustler.
Okay, good. So then you go in your mind and you don't have to share it unless you want to. What are three more you would like for them to see you as that may not necessarily be there yet?
That I'm a giver. I
I
give.
knew it.
I give. I give. I give, like, just because it makes me feel good. But when it's not appreciated, uh, that that is devastating, and that
Yeah,
has been the story of my life. Yeah.
right. But what are some qualities that you would like for people to see you as that may not be there quite yet?
Mm. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I feel like I find myself one of the humblest people on earth. I'm very self-deprecating. I laugh at myself a lot, but I feel like it lands on people just because, like, if if I act a certain way, that I'm showing off, like, you know, I don't really. I
Yeah,
don't see. It's just the way I am. Like I always say, if I speak more than one language, it wasn't because I went to a school to learn it. It's because I had to live in that
right,
country.
right,
And the acquisition of language came with a lot of, like, hurt and struggle and blood and tears. It wasn't easy. Now
right,
it's easy for me to say, oh, I speak four languages, but no, they were very hard to acquire. And I wear them as a badge sometimes, but I never use it. Like I was an interpreter at some point, and I always find myself when I'm in a crowd that has, like, people who don't speak the same language, I'm always that interpreter. I'm always the
right.
bridge, you know? Um, I don't
It's
know what I would like them to, like. I just want people to be fair with me. That's all, because I'm a fair person to a fault.
it's just about there's always something within us that we still need to work on, and it gives
Oh,
us
I
that
need to work on myself. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I am I'm a continuous, like, a
work
work
in
in progress.
progress.
That's oh yeah, yeah.
But
I wish I was able to find the right formula of true friendships.
yeah,
I'm a total failure in that. I fail at that epically, time after
Really?
time.
It's
I would
Yeah.
just about
never,
being
I would
able to
never
make
even think
people.
that about you.
Yeah, neither would I. You have such a
Oh
I
yes,
strong
would
I
sense of
do. I do.
self.
never even think that about you. Not in a million years.
But that's the truth, because I feel like this is the thing. It's not that I expect from people what I give them, but then there comes a time that I am caught blindsided when I see that I'm not to them what they are to me,
gotcha.
and that hurts. Like I had, you can say I had three friendships, each were like more than a decade long, and the way they ended is unbelievable. Like, you guys would think that I'm making this up.
That is very hurtful. I can say,
You were
Yeah,
disrespected,
not
so it's
it's
hard
not
to trust
disrespect,
you.
it's disregard. It's even harder. I'm a trusty person. Like I will trust you till this day. I will trust you till you prove me wrong. Which, like, sometimes it happens. And now I feel like at this age, it's hard to find true friendships. It's really hard. I don't know
Yeah,
if it's
betrayal
because
does that,
everybody's so
but you can't get
busy
up.
or people. I feel like now friendships mainly it's all about convenience. As long as it's convenient for you to be hanging out with me, I will be your friend. The moment that it stops, you're not my friend anymore. Like let's say if you're all single ladies going out and then all of a sudden like two or three they're couples, so you're single out, or if everybody's married you're divorced, and it's always something. If you don't fit the mold, the friendship is not there anymore.
It's
That's
true. That's why we come to Dear Dana.
Yeah.
where I don't fit the mold.
Dana,
She
I've
has more
spoken with
empathy.
you.
She has the most empathy ever. It's just a blanket.
Do what now?
She just has so
I've
much empathy.
spoken
It's a
with
blanket.
you.
What'd you say, Miriam?
I've spoken with you more, I think, spoken with people I think they're close to me. Like in the past week,
Aw,
I'm on your show. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like you don't have like those long conversations anymore.
yeah.
When do people have time? Sometimes they don't even like phone calls. They just want text. I hate texting. I cannot stand it.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not a fan of the emoji, the
And
random
sometimes,
emoji question mark?
no, I use them, but I feel like sometimes you want to talk with someone. You just want to talk.
Yeah, sometimes you need
And,
to hear a
and
soothing voice or have that.
yes.
Sometimes a voice can be like a hug. A text is not like a hug.
Well,
And
a
voice
conversation.
and voice adds meaning also, or
Yeah.
gives context to what you sometimes the same phrase said differently can mean very different things, can be
Yep.
hurtful, can be funny, you know. This is why I don't like it. This is why on social media it's like that, because everybody's writing. Sometimes they are misunderstood, and then people take that and run with it, and then they crucify you, you know. This, I like to have conversations, and here we have a conversation.
Right.
That is so true. Well, a conversation I feel is like the exchange of ideas, but when you can hear someone's voice, like there was a disagreement earlier and it did seem a little heated, but you just talk it through. But when you just read a text, you interpret however you emotionally feel it. And if you're in an angry place, you could take that message like, how are you, turns into, oh, how are you?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the thing is, it's interesting. Dana and Vintage, you thought that it was getting heated, but you have to remember, I grew up in a European household.
Oh, I was
I love
raised
having
Jewish.
loud discussions. So, I mean, when
Honest,
Miriam was expressing her opinion and her counterpoints, I didn't take it as that she was mad at me or anything. I just took it that she was expressing her point of view.
no, I wasn't taking. You were a tiny bit tense.
Maybe
You
it
were.
was just me.
It
Maybe
wasn't her. It was
it's
you, JC.
probably the
Oh,
hat.
well, then I apologize if that's the way my voice sounded.
Hmm.
It's probably the hat. It's very furry.
You were a tiny bit
Oh,
tense. Just tiny bit.
Oh no!
It,
When I get on a soapbox, you'll know.
yeah,
Oh
but
my
you were
gosh! I
different.
want to see the bear out.
The bear was a little bit ruffled, just a little bit, but it's all good.
You look like a ruffled bear.
well, as long as like it's all good as long as you understood my point, but I
Yeah.
never like I said I adore the LVP because, but when I say adore, it's not like I would pray for her and I have her pictures
No,
all over. No, Mm, it's
I love
just
her.
like I really loved her on the show and I miss her.
She
I
made me
miss her a
laugh.
lot on the Housewives. The show changed. Yes. Oh my God, she was so funny. You wouldn't expect someone in her age to be that young in the spirit. That was like, and she's fabulous at the same time. You know, like she, because she has expensive taste and she can afford it, you know. And she was one of the few people that had the real money in the show. It's her, it's Adrian Malouf, and then the Camille. But the other two, they were not as likable or funny like LVP was. For me, a person, when they're funny, they already have me. Like
Yeah.
I love a person that's funny. If you don't laugh, like it's not worth it,
I mean, back in the day when I was younger and dating, if a guy was funny, it automatically made him cuter.
Yes.
It's just
I
the way
totally
it is.
agree with
Girls
you.
like funny guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, that's a must-have. Yeah, you have to be funny.
JC, are you
That's
okay?
so sad.
Dana hugs. Dear Dana hugs. Are you there, JC Bear?
Yeah,
He probably
but
left.
you guys are cutting in and out, so I'm only hearing part of the conversation.
Oh, gotcha.
It's my internet, so I only heard bits and pieces.
Okay. Now, Vintage, it's your turn. How do you feel people would remember you? And 3 things that you feel you would like to be remembered as that you need to work on.
When you ask this question,
Kind.
Oh. Go ahead.
Oh.
Kind. Go.
Kind. Yeah, I was going to say kind, open-minded, and a good listener.
Are you talking about yourself or Vintage?
Me.
Okay. What are 3 things that you think that you would like to work on so people would refer to you as?
Loyal, a good friend, and fight for the underdog.
Those are 3 things you need to work on?
Yeah, those already sound like things that you already do.
Yeah.
Oh, then I have to think more.
Yeah, you already
on internally.
But
I don't think people think of me that way.
Oh. But we're talking about things like personal development things. 3 personal development things.
I got to think about that a little more. Go to Vintage.
Okay. Vintage.
Oh my gosh, I have to walk my dog. Excuse no. Wait, what was the question?
No.
3 things that you think people would remember you as.
Oh.
And 3 things that you think you need to work on.
Okay. Actually, when you asked that question, when I was in 8th grade, all of the other 5th and 6th and 7th graders had to write something about the 8th graders that were graduating. And one kid wrote about me. I'm going to miss Caroline and the way that she was always mean to me, but in a nice way. I feel like that still stands because I'm a Scorpio. So
I don't think you're mean. How could you be mean to anybody?
I don't think you have a mean bone in your body.
No.
I'm a goofy foot. You have to understand. We're a tricky people. So 3 things that I would want to change, or
yeah, but you didn't say 3 things that people would remember you as. You just gave me that one reference.
Okay, so 3 things that they compassionate, understanding, and a good listener.
Love that. And 3 things personal development wise.
Personal development?
We need to work on.
Oh, can it be a physical thing?
Well, yeah.
So, I planted my asparagus seedlings last year, and they actually sprouted. It took a year. So this season, I'm planting milkweed for my monarch butterflies because I need to encourage some stuff in my garden. Personal development wise, I think I still need to focus more on myself and work on my demons.
Oh, your shadow side.
Yeah, if I don't keep my shadow side in check, I get a little messy.
Okay. We all have a shadow side.
We all have a shadow side.
That we all have to look at. Sometimes our gifts are in our shadow side, and maybe one night we'll talk about that. That's a good topic to look at.
That's actually a great topic. For me, understanding my demons, like even on a day when I wake up and I feel anxious, I already know I need to correct myself. And that's a day where I'm going to be juicing, drinking a lot of teas, and just trying to control my levels because I feel that kind of perpetuation like, oh, I'm just waiting for someone to mess me up, you know?
When would you guys like to do that? Bring a positive story to the table. And I'm inviting everybody in chat to do that too. Do you think it take a week, 2 weeks, a month? What? Give me a date.
Honestly, I love your encouragement. Just tell me when.
How about Miriam, JC? What do you think?
Give us a deadline.
How about next week?
Next
week.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
All right.
Just look for something in your community, something positive. Maybe we could even share a photo up to the screen or something. Somebody needs to tell me, can we how to screen share on here?
Okay, so you go to share.
I say share, yeah.
And then you go share screen. And let's see.
It says video file and share screen. Oh, is it just like when I teach school?
Yep, your entire screen.
Yes.
Okay, I got to put my glasses on because I can't see.
And now I'm sharing my screen. So if you want to call it up.
Screen sharing works best on a good computer. Yeah, I know that. So you don't have to have 2 monitors, do you?
No, I have 2 monitors. Because I have a laptop and another monitor.
Screen share.
Yep,
it says application window, Chrome tab.
Oh, I'm already in Chrome when I connect to you.
So I could share something on my same computer.
Yep.
So what do you expect from us? We have to bring a positive story, someone doing good in our community?
Yeah. Something you're impressed by.
I will try.
Miriam! This is Miriam.
Oh, God.
I will try.
All right.
Oh, my God.
Homework.
That will be a challenge.
Look, I'm giving that challenge to everybody listening, everybody in chat, everybody on screen with me, okay? Everybody that comes to this channel.
Now I'm excited about homework. I'm really excited to see
on this show. Oh, and by the way,
I don't need homework.
I don't say this enough, and I need to. If you're watching the show, please like, subscribe, share, do the thing, please.
Smash that like button.
Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, smash it, smash it. Do it, do it, do it. Oh, by the way, I cut my hair. Can you tell?
Oh, yeah, I can.
No.
Just a little bit.
Was it a birthday?
Do what now? Did I cut it for
was
my
it a birthday cut? You know?
No,
Yeah.
my mom was saying, your hair is way too long. But it's growing fast, so what do? I cut a couple inches off a month.
Well, at least your places are open. We're in full lockdown again up here.
That's what I hear, and I am so sorry, but I would not be surprised if we go in lockdown again. Because honestly, my husband, being Danish, he kind of taps into what's going on in other countries and other parts of the world. And he says what they're talking about in the other countries and the news we're getting here in the U.S. do not match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't match. My family in Chile, every time I hear news, it does not match. Everyone
that concerns me.
Well, let me tell you, COVID was a big eye-opener.
Yeah.
And it didn't make things look pretty at all, or people.
And I'm still,
selfishness.
Toilet paper.
Oh yeah, why? If you don't have toilet paper, you can wash. I never understood that. I
Well,
never understood that.
it doesn't mean you have to buy it all and not leave it for other people.
True.
I mean, really?
Oh, I know.
Hmm.
And then the ones that bought
That
it
was
all out
crazy.
and started black markets for it. And
And now we've got
That was
spring break
crazy.
going
That
on.
was crazy.
We'll really know the truth when spring breaks
That's
over.
bad.
And I hope.
Yeah. My second shot is on this Friday.
Well, oh,
I
you
got
have
my
to let
second
us
shot
know.
this Friday.
You already got it.
Yeah.
How
Oh,
did you?
I got the first shot. My second shot is this Friday.
Oh, it's coming this Friday.
And my mom, she got her 2 shots, and she's okay. She just after the second shot, she felt a little bit of soreness in her arm, but that was it.
Which shot did she get?
She got the Moderna. I'm getting the Pfizer.
Okay, I'm glad that she did well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I listen. I'm a believer in science, and when they said like it's too fast to this to that, they have been building the base of this vaccine has been worked on for a long time. And when they've tested on people, nobody's dying out of it. And as far as I know, I don't know anybody that had polio because of the vaccine. So I'm hopeful,
Oh,
but
by the
it's going to be a
way,
long road.
yeah, it is going to be a long road. I mean, I'm watching. I still have to call my MS doctor to see if I can take it. So, we'll see. Hopefully. Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
Pops is in the hospital.
I know. I heard.
Oh no,
Yeah, so please send up prayers for
really?
Pops.
Oh, oh
I,
yeah.
And he just got out of the
Oh my
hospital.
God. He's so,
so
I used to have so much fun when we would be on the show with him, Dana, on Friday. That was the best.
he is smart as a whip. On top of it,
Smart
and the
and
biggest flirt.
charismatic. I forget which episode it was, but there was an episode where everyone called in and they were like, "What do you think Pops did for a living?" And Dana, you were like, "Detective," and everyone said like, "Oh, private eye," or someone who worked in the military, and he was like, "Yep, yep, yep."
Oh my God.
oh
And,
my god,
and then when he was talking about,
So
That was hilarious. And he was kind of,
pop
and him
culture
and Hermione,
savvy.
and they're flirting. Miss South Africa. Oh my gosh, that is so cute.
and he's had so many wives,
He was the only person that used to talk to me about like Summer House. I miss him. I need someone to talk to about Summer House.
and his younger pictures look so much like Adam.
yes, they do.
Mm.
I love that we're talking about Pops and
Oh,
everyone's like, oh my gosh, Pops.
Don't you know?
oh, we miss
He's been the
him.
biggest flirt his whole life.
How many wives
He's
has he
still in.
had? That should be a show. How many wives did Pops have?
I don't know, 3 or 4.
Wow.
Look at Miriam. She's going, oh, there's room for 5.
Okay. Why not?
So
He
funny.
still flirts. He's a big flirt.
Oh,
Good.
hot and heavy flirt, and he
Oh,
likes
yeah.
him young.
No, he likes
And
it.
crazy.
I think she's. I don't know what's her name, but I think he likes her. Like, because
Who?
he asked Adam to have her on.
Harriam?
She's blonde.
Hermione? Oh, who? Tammy?
She was. I think so. She used to come like all the time when Pops is, because he would ask Adam to bring her on.
I think that's Hermione.
Hermione? Yeah, he liked her too, from Africa.
He
South
liked her.
Africa,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then he asked me, did I have a sister? Which I don't.
He's a wild man.
Uh,
He's a hot
poor
mess.
Pops. Hopefully he will feel better.
And if he's feeling better in the hospital, those nurses will get hit on hard.
Oh yeah, even what was it the
Oh
last
yeah,
time?
they must have been.
He'll get good treatment.
He'll charm all the nurses again.
I don't know. He has the je ne sais quoi.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall.
Me
I hope
too.
you-
Butterfly on the wall in your case, Dana.
Do you know how much I love you guys? I mean, truly.
Oh,
Love you back.
It made me so happy. I'm so happy that I came on here because my energy just shifted. But it is a good point, and you did make a good. And it's funny because I don't know if you heard us earlier. I had been saying to Miriam and Vintage and everybody that there's not enough attention on the good stories that are happening in our world, and then you brought it up that so many people are doing good things and nobody's talking about it. JC.
Oh yeah, I mean, at least once or twice a week, there's somebody in the community trying to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's 13 and 14-year-olds, whether it's people making toques and donating it to the homeless over the winter out of old hockey socks and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of them that are happening and that can be brought to the forefront.
I mean, I saw a story today that touched my heart, and it was a gay man in Italy, very attractive gay man, and there was a baby girl that nobody would adopt because she had Downs.
Repeat that. What happened?
There was a nice-looking gay man in Italy,
Mm-hmm.
and he was single, which made it difficult to adopt. He wanted to adopt children. And there was a little girl with Downs that nobody wanted to adopt because she had Down syndrome.
He adopted her.
So they allowed him to adopt her. And he takes a bazillion pictures of himself with her. And it is beautiful, the pictures and videos he takes. And he's trying to express to Italy and the world that it was ridiculous for people not to want to adopt a child with Down syndrome and how normal her life could be. It was just an amazing story.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's a really beautiful thing.
And they had labeled her as unadoptable. So what were they doing with the kids that had Downs in Italy? That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
You know, Dana, my 14-year-old, you know what she told me? She told me like she wants to adopt a child when she grows up. And she was asking me why in Islam, like it's a sin to adopt. It's not a sin. What they mean by that is that like they, as long as you can sponsor a child, but not change the name of the father and mother so that they always know their roots. Yes. So she wants to sponsor a child. I looked at my daughter. I'm like, wow, there's philanthropy in youth.
Wow, she sounds beautiful.
Was a proud moment. Yeah. Oh, she's
What
an
a-
artist.
What a good job. That speaks a lot about you as a mom.
Oh, thank you. I hope so. I hope I'm a good mom. Although, like with teenagers, I feel like they look at me like I'm the worst of them all.
Man, teenagers go through a mood.
That's my legacy. I want to be remembered by my children. I don't care about people. Like I did the best that I could with them.
Thank you, Time Bear.
And that's my personal development. That's my goal, and that's my personal development.
Oh, somebody else wants up and I can't see their name. I'm blind. Hello.
Hello.
I can't see your name.
Mazzy.
Mazzy, how are you?
Thank you. How are you?
It's nice to see you.
Thank you. You too. I've been there before. This is my second time ever.
I couldn't see your name, Marzi. I'm blind as a bat these days.
Marzi.
So how are you doing?
Good, thank you. I just wanted to tell you that I'm Muslim. In my call, I think it's a cultural thing than a religious thing. In Iran, it's not a taboo to adopt, change names. It's not a thing. You can adopt.
Yeah,
Good.
no, as long as you don't change the birth certificate, like the mother and the father, and
The
that is
birth
like
certificate you
so
can
that
change
they can
anyways.
avoid the. No, but when you adopt, you become the mother or the
Yeah,
father, like in the
yeah, but the birth
certificate, like
certificate
yeah,
is the
this is what they
certificate
try
of
not
your
to do.
birth.
Oh, is it like if you get adopted, if your adopted parent changes your last name, is that the only way
You
your
can do
birth
that.
certificate changed?
No,
Oh,
um,
But birth certificate is the certificate of your birth. Your
yeah, but
identity when you
sometimes
go. Mhm. Sorry, go
sometimes
ahead.
kids they don't know the adopted parent, the kids for adoption. Most of the time, they don't know the name of their parents. And the reason, and when they become adopted in their papers, the mother and the father become the adoptive parents. It changes once they are adopted. And in Islam, they did that because there's the stories of like, let's say, men had kids out of the wedlock, and and then they had kids out of marriage, and then the son and the daughter they met each other and they fell in love, but they didn't know. And that is a true story. Like it's someone from my parents' village. Like there is there's always a reason, but it's
No, but
encapsulated
that's
in the
why I'm
cultural.
saying it's possibly social, cultural thing than a religious thing, because in Iran that's not the case. When you
Um,
adopt a
yeah, I don't.
child, it becomes your child. You don't change the birth certificate because if you know the parent's name, you the birth
Mm-hmm.
parents, those are your birth parents.
Oh, okay.
Actually, that's a good thing because now you know the genetic history if you were inclined to find out. But you can take the parents, the adopted parents' last name, and they are your parents for all because they
Yeah.
are.
Gotcha.
So that's why I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking it may be more of a cultural, social thing issue than a religious thing. Because in Iranian culture, that's not the case.
No, that makes
yeah.
sense to me.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. Because I'm adopted. So my birth certificate didn't change, but when I got adopted, my last name was changed. But the judge did ask me if I wanted to change my first name. But my birth certificate still stayed the same. So I
Right.
still knew, yeah.
How old were you?
I started the adoption process when I was 6, and then it went through when I was in high school. I think I was 13.
Wow.
Yeah. So I am a Spanish Jew.
Hey, salam alaikum. Oh, shalom.
From the Bronx
Shalom,
too.
salamu alaikum.
What a
You in
beautiful
New
thing.
York? We have to meet. I'm in New Jersey. Do you live in New York?
I'm in the Bronx. I'm Chilean. I got picked on by every Puerto Rican and Dominican I knew. And then I had to go to Hebrew school on Sunday and speak Yiddish, Hebrew, and Hungarian. Yeah.
Wow.
You're a
Yeah.
beautiful Heinz
Oh, we need to
57.
meet.
See, I feel like there's only so much otherness you should give to a child, but I just had to go extra.
Yeah. You can. If
Always
anybody,
extra
that's
credit.
you.
Always extra credit.
I love it when everybody's smiling and laughing on here.
Oh, I need
Yeah.
to tell you something, Dana. That's I was listening to your I think it was your birthday thing. No, it was before that because it was a bit the pod the video, the thing that you had, I think last Wednesday. It was the part two of positive thinking and manifesting and all
Yeah.
that. Because I missed the live, so I
I
was
know.
listening to it, and I was in a really funky mood. It was like nothing was going my way. I was in a bad mood, and I was stuck there. I couldn't get out of it. And I listened to it, and I said, "Okay, I'm gonna do what you said." So last weekend was my birthday also,
Oh, happy
and I
birthday!
knew. Thank you. So I knew before I went and I see my
Happy
family,
birthday.
I needed to shift, and I had no idea how to. So I decided to do the techniques that you talked about. And I meditated and I said, okay, I'm shifting from this mood. I kind of repeated it to myself. And by the time I went to my sister's house, I was laughing. I was having such a great time. And everybody was just saying that, wow, we haven't seen you this much, this light for so long. So I wanted to thank you. You
Oh,
made a difference in me, for me, tangible difference.
oh, you are so welcome. I'm so happy to hear that. That just touches my heart and my soul.
Well, you touched my soul and heart. Thank you.
Thank you.
We
Oh,
second everything she said.
Right.
oh.
Yeah.
Well,
We
on
love you,
that,
Dana. We do.
I love you guys so so much. Well, we're gonna make next Wednesday the goal of bringing a positive story from our community. Okay, and that will be our thing. And I'm also going to put on my chart about us talking about our light and our shadow. That's a good place to go.
I like that one.
And
I love that.
shadow's not always bad. You would be surprised. So those will be our goals to go to. And on that note, I'm going to remind everybody, please like and subscribe and share, because I'm a ding dong. And my husband's like, you know, you don't ask people to do that. And I'm like, because that's not my intention
Oh my
and
God.
purpose when I'm on here. But anyway, you guys make a difference in my life too. I appreciate you, and I'm humbled and grateful. And I want to send you out saying I'm surrounding you all with light. I hope that when I see you next time, that you are uplifted and that you can feel the gratefulness that I have for you, and that
Look at the heart here.
uh, and that you are being surrounded with intention and, and hope, and that you don't have to live in a place that is bringing you down because you have purpose. I love you all, and I shall see you next time. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Keep safe.
Bye, guys.
Bye, my
Bye
love.
bye.
Bye.
Bye, teddy bear. Dana.
Teddy bear. JC's teddy bear now.
Yeah.
Teddy
Teddy
bear.
bear. Bye.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Love you so much. Do, 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 do. Thank you. Yes, please like and subscribe. Till next time, Saturday night. Bye bye. And we are off. Thank you.